Hot take of the day, AI's kinda whack. Yeah. I feel like this goes without saying, but AI has grown a lot in recent years. From something that you can just talk to almost a realistically thinking dude. It's in a lot of places. And since I'm just oozing with creativity and original ideas, I'm gonna talk about it. Cause that's what I do. I talk about things, and I talk about like I said, AI is everywhere. It seems like it's just kind of found a place in whatever you can think of. Your search engine, your social media, your refrigerator. I didn't even know that was a thing before I looked it up for this video. I also wouldn't be surprised if I found a news article about how it tried to eat someone. But I digress. Big companies like Google are the ones who are taking the biggest leaps into AI. When you search something before AI overviews, sometimes it would just give you a little highlighted text that would probably show you what you needed, and other times you have to actually look for what you needed. Disgusting. Having to actually gather information? What kind of dystopian future is this? But now there's AI overviews, which is sort of like the highlighted text from before, but instead it just takes a bunch of information from a bunch of websites and it just tries to cram it all into one little paragraph with a nice little bow on top. It's usually the first thing you see when you search something, and I've actually started a habit of fully trusting whatever the AI overview says and not actually looking at any of the websites. Is that bad? And now Google has an entire AI mode, which is sort of like the overview, but just more, I guess. It's genuinely a really useful tool, and I can kind of see why they added it, but I feel like I've just been trusting it, a little too much. Might start having to rely on it less, or it just takes over my mind, I don't know. Needless to say, companies have been trying to implement a lot of AI into their stuff, like Meta and the AI chatbots on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. Subscribe to me here. Yeah, that's gonna be my call to action for this video, I don't care. Have you ever wanted to talk to someone like Mr. Beast, but you can't because you're a loser? Well, with this, you'll still be a loser, but you'll be a loser in style. Using Meta AI chatbots, you can talk to anyone you want, as long as they're a few celebrities or random people you don't have any connection with. Get it now, or they'll find you themselves. Help. I feel like if anyone goes to an AI chatbot just to talk to them, they genuinely just have nothing better to do that day. I don't think I can think of a practical situation where my solution would be, I know, I'll use a Meta AI chatbot. Hold on, just give me a second. Where are they? That's actually a true story. I got mugged earlier today. I actually had no idea where the chatbots were on Instagram, and it took me a good 5 minutes of genuinely looking to actually find them. But that might just be a me problem, I don't know. Like, why go through all the trouble of actually finding a chatbot that's good for what you need it for, if you actually need it anyway? Like, I have friends already, man. I can just go talk to them instead of talking to older bro Zach, who's verified. I just know that actually. All of them are verified. That's interesting. Now to address the elephant in the room. You live on 255 West Lane. And robot uprising. That's a thing too. If you asked me in 2019 if robots would take over the world, I would tell you, no, you're stupid. But now, in 2025, I would tell you, no, you're stupid. Even with all the advanced robots and technology that we've been getting recently, I genuinely don't think that robots are going to take over the world and enslave humanity. At least not in my lifetime. If the second I die the earth explodes, it wouldn't be my problem, I don't care. But like I said, they have been starting to get really advanced recently. And even though they do still have their flaws, they have been starting to get really capable. Dude, back up. Some are scientists who are discovering stuff, one wrote a book, and some are teaching kids. I don't really know how to feel about that. The point is, there's a lot they can do, and they're really advanced now. But even still, if you Jeez. Why is it so loud? But even still, if you think that a robot apocalypse is happening soon and you think that the end of the world is near, grow up. Or something. I don't really know what I'm talking about right now. But also, as I was making this script, I realized that I got all those robot facts from AI Overview on Google. Dang it. Now, you can't make an AI video without talking about the apparent king of AI, ChatGPT. When you think of AI, ChatGPT is one of the first things that comes to your mind. I think, I'm not a mind reader, I can't tell you. The point is that it's really big and also pretty good, I can't lie. There's so many things it can do, like talk to you, give you advice, show you images, and stuff. Quick little story. One day I decided to draw this, because why not? But first I wanted a reference image, and I didn't really know what it was called. Still don't, actually. So I decided to go to good old ChatGPT. It's not ChatGPT, I accidentally wrote chart on the script instead of chat by accident. Dang it. I asked it, what is like a chart thing where like the legs and the arms move and stuff? I just wanted to know the name so I could take that and put it into Google and then just find a picture from there. ChatGPT said, what you might be looking for is a ROM chart. And I said, okay, great, thank you for your services, and I went to put it into Google. But then Google showed me not what I wanted. So I think to myself, okay, whatever I'm looking for, I don't think it's an ROM chart. I'm confused. I think it might be Google's fault, so I go back to ChatGPT and tell it, can you show me a picture of an ROM chart? It says sure thing, and then shows me not what I wanted. So now I think to myself, okay, whatever I'm looking for, it's definitely not an ROM chart. I try to describe it again, it shows me something I don't want again. This cycle just continues and continues until eventually we get to like cartoon bears or something, and at that point I just go, alright, man, just thanks, thank you. And it says, no problem, glad I could assist you. And then I just never got a reference image that day. Or any day, I still don't know what it's called. I'm not here to say all AI is bad, because it's not. It's always best used as something to help you with, rather than something to just tell it to do on its own. Needless to say, ChatGPT isn't perfect. Meta AI chatbots aren't perfect. Google AI isn't perfect, because no AI is. But it's still very good and very useful. Great even, because this entire script is written by AI. And this background music was selected by AI.
And this isn't even my real voice. And this camera is monitored by AI. Everything is AI. Everything. So do you guys want to get a coffee or something?
A ketchup sandwich video in less than 7 months? What? Thanks for watching. Sorry this isn't the most original idea ever done on YouTube. But then again, it's YouTube, so. I don't really plan on making too many more topical videos like this, mainly story times looking forward, but I was thinking about this for a while, so I just made it. So yay. Not much more to say, so I'm just gonna wrap this up. Thanks again for watching, especially to here. Be sure to remember that frogs swallow with their eyes, and now I'm gonna continue hiding from the robots who came to my house and took over my channel. Please help me.